Hello YouTube divers, this is WaterDive122 and I want to welcome you all to the 35 subscriber special. And in case you don't remember what I'm going to be doing, if you remember my short that I posted a couple days ago, I specifically said that my 35 subscriber special is going to be me showing off all of my acoustic instruments. Basically, a lot of them are with strings, and we have 3 of them, which requires you to blow air through. So we will go ahead and get frickin' started. So here is the first instrument that I have that I want to show you all. So here we are, first instrument. We're going to start from the low end and work our way to the high end. So this is the lowest acoustic instrument I have here, and this is my acoustic bass that I got at the Guitar Center in Asheville, North Carolina for about $250 in US money. And honestly, it's a freaking amazing instrument here. I love this instrument so freaking much. If y'all remember from my music studio tour, you remember that bass. You should remember that solo very well, because I played that same solo on my electric bass when I did the music studio tour last year. And if you don't remember, go check it out. It's freaking amazing. So, with that said, let's move on. The second instrument that I'm going to show you all here, well, it's not really an acoustic instrument-ish, if you could even call it that. This is one of 2 trombones that I own. The other one is also here in my studio, but I don't think I will be showing you guys that one because, you know, this one is just a far better trombone. And this trombone is, was loaned to me from my high school, Brevard High School. Thank you very much. I use this for my school band classes. I absolutely love this trombone. Yeah, so without further ado, here we go. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. Love it very much, and yeah, it's a freaking amazing instrument. What more can I say? So yeah, let's move on. Alright, we're back, and here is my rhythm acoustic guitar. For a long time, this was how I would play lead on acoustic guitar sets. But now that I have 2 acoustic guitars, I use this one for rhythm, and the other one that I'm going to show you next for lead. So, yeah, regardless, this is a freaking amazing guitar. So, yeah, this guitar was very special to me, and it still is very special to me. Absolutely love this guitar. But, let's see what the other one looks like. Alright, so now we are back. This is the guitar that I use for lead purposes. Absolutely love this guitar again. And if you remember from my Man on the Moon music video that I did a couple months ago, this was the guitar that was featured. I absolutely love this guitar. And shout out to the 2 friends of mine who bought this guitar for me for my 16th birthday. It's an absolute blast. Thank you very much. more can I say? I absolutely love this guitar. And it's honestly one of my favorite instruments here in my vast musical instrument collection. So there's that. Let's move on. Alright, we're back once again. And up next is this very vintage 12-string guitar that my dad owned when he was very, very, very young. I immediately took a liking into this wonderful instrument, even though it is quite vintage, if you will. The strings are quite thick, and they are very dirty, and honestly, this guitar needs to be restrung. But overall, this guitar is still in pretty good condition, I will say. Right now, I will be playing the main riff from Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Again, I try my best, and like I said, these strings are quite old and outdated. But overall, it still works really well. This guitar is absolutely an absolute gem, even though it does need some renovations-ish. So with that said, let's move on to the next instrument in my collection. Alright, the next instrument in my wonderful musical collection is this, my Gold Tone 5-string banjo, also purchased from the Guitar Center in Asheville, North Carolina. I got this guitar when I turned 13, back in 2018. I've loved it ever since, and I basically use this banjo whenever I just feel the need to just play some bluegrass, because I really enjoy bluegrass. Really enjoy the songs. I love that type of Western theme. And this banjo was exactly what I needed, and I've loved it ever since I got it. So yeah, this banjo was freaking amazing, and I love playing it with every chance I get. So yeah, one of my favorite instruments in my collection. So let's move on. All right, and moving on to my next instruments here. Yes, 2 harmonicas. Now, I'm just going to get this off my chest. I am not the greatest harmonica player in the freaking world. I am no John Popper, that's for sure. But technically my dad owns these 2 harmonicas, but they've been since passed down to me because that was really what my family was back into in those days. As I said, I have 2 different harmonicas. This one here, as you can see, is an A. And this one is a D harmonica. So if you're in like a blues band and you want to play in the key of E, use this. If you are in a blues band and you're playing in G, I believe that's right. Then you play in this. Well, regardless, when you're playing harmonica in a blues band, you always want to make sure that the key that your harmonica's in is a fifth higher than the key that everybody else is playing. It makes for an amazing little thing. So here's a little audio sample of each of the harmonicas, starting with my A harmonica. And then here is my D harmonica. again, I'm not the greatest harmonica player out there, so sorry to you all harmonica players out there. So, alright, now with that said, let's move on to the next instrument, and will probably be the last one I show you. So, excuse me for saying on my harmonica's little skit that I said that the next instrument I show you will be the last. I actually have two instruments, this one and the next one. So this one here is, of course, if you remember from my Losing My Religion video that I did several months ago, then you've seen this mandolin before, and I absolutely love it. A friend of mine gave me this a couple years ago, kinda. Goodness gracious, I can't even remember since the last time I didn't have this mandolin, but it's an absolute gem in my acoustic catalog, and really in my entire musical catalog in general. I absolutely love this thing. So yeah, this mandolin, absolutely freaking love this thing. So now let's move on to the final instrument in my acoustic catalog. And lastly, but certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, is my banjo ukulele that I got for Christmas, either in 2018 or 2019, I can't really remember. But regardless, this is a freaking amazing instrument. Nice little hollow body right here. Now, a lot of my instruments are missing a couple strings, like the 12 string is really just a 10 string because some of the strings are broken off. And my 5 string banjo is really a 4 string banjo because, let me tell you, because I haven't got the highest string restrung at this point. And same thing can be said about this one. High string is missing off here because one of my cousins accidentally broke off the highest string on this banjo uke. Overall, it still is in great working order. Now, I honestly have no idea how to play the ukulele, so I just come up with my own melodies and my own, like, sequences here, so, as this little solo will show you. I would get this restrung if these strings weren't nylon strings, because trust me, nylon strings are so freaking hard to restring. So as of right now, it'll just be a 3 string till I can finally restring nylon strings properly. So yeah, so this is my banjo uke. Absolutely loved it, and it's the final instrument here in my acoustic instrument catalog. But before I sign out, I will show you these. So of course, as many of you already know, this is a guitar capo. Capo any fret, play it in the key it's capoed in. And then here's a guitar tuner that I've used for my guitars and or mandolin and probably my bass as well. Although my bass has a built-in tuner, so it's kind of inconvenient. But one other thing I forgot to mention: both my bass and my lead guitar, my lead acoustic guitar, can plug into an amp, so they're acoustic electric. Just thought I'd mention that. So yeah, if you're ever thinking about playing an acoustic set, please buy these. I actually have 2 capos for my 2 guitars, so pretty smart. So yeah, with that all said, that concludes my 35 subscriber special. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.